Saturday the 19th? I should be here.
Good evening, Prescott Valley. Welcome to the Parks and Recreation Commission meeting of Tuesday, March 8th, 2016. Kathy, can we have a roll call?
Commissioner Frere.
Here.
Commissioner Avalos.
Here.
Chairperson Brinkman.
Here.
Vice Chairperson Tissot.
Here.
Commissioner Fallman.
Here.
Commissioner Trovini.
Here. Okay, if everybody's had a chance to review the agenda, can we have a motion to approve the agenda as written?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
And a second?
I'll
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? And the agenda passes. Next item is approval of minutes for February 9th, 2016. This is a regular meeting minutes. Everybody should have had a chance to review that. If there are no changes, can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
And a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor of approving the February 9, 2016 regular meeting minutes?
Aye.
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 Opposed? And those are approved. All right, let's move on to announcements. And the first one is just absolutely exciting.
Oh.
I'm not trying to egg you on.
Willikers, man. Well, let's get hopping then. So, we have announcement this evening for everyone out there. Our 13th, believe it or not, 13th annual Family Arts Festival and Extravaganza will be held Saturday, March 19th. This will take place starting at 10 a.m., going through 1. Our egg hunt will be available for our young people starting at 11, but we encourage you to come, enjoy the entertainment, all kinds of different activities, performing arts, hands-on crafts. The inflatable Jumpy Village from Freedom Station will be on site, petting zoo, all kinds of goodies, entertainment galore. Please put it on your schedule. Again, Saturday, March 19th. From 10 a.m. until 1, right here at the Prescott Valley Civic Center and grounds. So if you have any other questions or information, feel free to give us a phone call at 759-3090, or you can download the information, plug it right into your calendar via pvaz.net.
And did I hear that we're having more eggs this year than we've had in previous years?
Yes, we've been squeezing the chickens hard.
Oh, poor little devils.
The chickens are
Well,
the
isn't
Easter
that how
bunny.
you get the hard-boiled ones anyway? So.
Wow, there would probably be a recall if we did that. Okay, so everybody, please come out. This is really a fantastic event. We have, I want to say thousands, but there are so many people you cannot count them, and it's all done by age group. So no matter what age your kids are, they will have an opportunity to get out and get quite a few eggs. So come on out and let's have some fun. And let's see, we'll have we have Bo Peep and a petting zoo and the bounce castles.
Right, the bunny will be on site as
The
well.
bunny, yes.
All kinds of great stage entertainment, and then also tons of hands-on art activities that will be on site. So
Oh, that sounds great.
And Brian, will it happen rain or shine?
we will do our best in all situations, and we will not let it do the RAIN.
And it's best, excuse me, to bring your own pail, right?
Yes, if you can bring your own pail, or if you have one of the grocery store bags, that's always a great aid, as those are not provided as part of the event. But all the eggs, and then those little ones will have an opportunity within a few of those eggs in each one of the age categories in their egg hunt fields. There's some special prize eggs for those young people. So open up those eggs, see what the candies and goodies are inside, but if you find a little certificate, bring that right up to the stage, because you are a lucky winner.
And those are some really excellent prizes.
They are excellent prizes. Compliments of Cornerstone Chiropractic this year.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That sounds great.
Excellent.
Okay, let's move on to department update, and I'm sure everybody's had a chance to review Director Whitty's report. If there's any questions.
I have nothing further to add other than some bad news. And the bad news is that Miss Megan Murphy, our recreation coordinator, has submitted her letter of resignation. But we're very excited and happy for her. She's found a new opportunity that's putting her back home with family in Maryland. So we're very excited for her and looking forward to wishing her good works. Unfortunately, she's going to have a horrible responsibility. Her office will be located right on the coast. So
Somebody's got to do
it's
it.
darn the bad luck for her. But being home with friends and family, I think that's an awesome thing, and we're always happy when our staff is moving to bigger and better and brighter things and enjoying those. So we wish Megan good luck in her future, and our search is underway as we even speak today.
Well, that's good. Well, we do wish her well. I think you have to be used to that weather back there. I'm kind of glad it's her going and not me, but we hope she, really does well in her job, enjoys it, and being with family is always the most important thing.
Very much so.
Okay, next we have the chairperson's report, and I really don't have anything this month, so we're going to move on to the Tree Advisory Board business and the 2015 Tree City and Growth Award. And first of all, let me tell you what Tree City is. It provides a framework for communities to manage and expand their public trees. More than 3,400 communities have made the commitment to become a Tree City USA. Tree City USA status requires meeting 4 core standards. It's of sound urban forestry management. The first one is maintaining a tree board or department, and of course we do that. The second one is having a community tree ordinance, and of course we have those. The third one is spending at least $2 per capita on urban forestry, and we do that. And the last one is celebrating Arbor Day, and Arbor Day is always a huge thing with us. We invite the schools, we do education, we have forestry, we have everybody we can get. It's a lot of fun. So we meet all those criteria. There's a lot of benefits for Tree City, and this year we're going to be celebrating our 11th year. That's a long time, really, when you think of it.
Yes,
that's a lot of trees, too.
Yes, sir.
So with that, we have the Tree City USA Growth Award, and the Growth Award is awarded by the Arbor Day Foundation to recognize higher levels of tree care by participating Tree City USA communities. So that's us. So be sure and come out this year for Arbor Day, for one thing, and help us celebrate our 11th Tree City and our Growth Award.
That is correct. And we will be celebrating that on Friday, April 29th at Tonto North Park. So we encourage everyone to come visit with us as we go. And we'll be planting several trees that day and also educating youth in regards to the benefits and values of trees. Also testing their knowledge and background, as a number of fourth graders will be in attendance, and that is some of their educational knowledge that they'll be gaining through the classroom as it relates to trees and those activities. And then later in the year, we'll also be scheduling another activity that will take place at American Legion Park. We'll be planting a number of trees as part of that revitalization of American Legion Park. And so once that date is established, we'll let you know. But that is compliments of a community growth grant award that we've been privileged to receive. And so we're very much looking forward to all of that work and effort taking place out there. And very thankful and complimentary to the Friends of Prescott Valley's Parks and Recreation, as they have donated a significant amount of money, volunteer hours, and time to help us with that project.
And if you've never been to one of our Arbor Day celebrations, you really should come. It is amazing to see these young school kids get involved in planting trees. They really get excited and get into it. And we even feed them usually.
Yes, we do. Compliments of our contributors and donors. So if you would like to be involved and could help us out with drinks and snacks, chips, and hot dogs, we would love to have you on board assisting us and feeding our young people as they go through some great learning programs, as well as also planting of trees and foresting our community.
Yeah, a lot of fun, and it does a lot of good.
Each one of the children also get a tree.
They do. Our first 500 visitors that are in attendance that day will be able to go home with a free sapling that they'll be able to plant, grow, nurture, and then at a future point in time put that within their yard. And that has been going on for all of those 11 years here in this community, and there are a number of homes that have those trees in their backyard, creating windbreaks as well as also wildlife refuge.
Sorry, Brian, what time was that on Friday?
On Arbor Day, that
29th?
will take place on Friday, April 29th at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay.
Okay, let's move on to old business, and the first item up is Fane Lake maintenance.
Yes, would like to update the commission in regards to the work that's being done out at Fane Lake. I'm very happy to report that we are on track in regards to our scheduled reopening of the park on Saturday, March 18th. So we're very happy about that. We've been able to remove a great deal of sediment from the lake, much in regards to the same way that we did in 2010. It's been a 5-year period since we went through that process last. In addition to that, we've also completed the work via the grant that we received from the Arizona Game and Fish Department for sediment mitigation work on the Rose Creek branch. We've also helped provide and reestablish some trail work that has taken place for enhanced access to the lake for those anglers, so they'd be able to do that work. We've reestablished the access roadway, and then we've also done some other enhancements located throughout the park in a variety of different ways working with the county. So right now we are on track. We'll be finishing up the removals of equipment this week and then making the plans for cleanup the following week from all of the work that's been done. So we're ready, excited. We've already have a number of folks knocking on the door, making reservations, wanting to assure that the schedules will connect, which they will, and we're ready to go. We're hopeful if Mother Nature, as she's displaying right now, might release a little rain to us and continue the fill of the lake, but that will be an ongoing process. We're about a third to halfway of getting there, so we're doing well. And so once that's established, the Game and Fish has already indicated to us that they're ready for their review and testing of the waters once we reach the established levels that are required. They'll come out and test the waters. If they meet the requirements that they need to have, primarily oxygen levels, then they will be able to reestablish their stocking schedule. But they are ready and ready to go and are prepared for that once we reach that established water levels that are required.
I was just going to say real quick, after being out there for some of the trail work, it looks like they did a real good job on reestablishing the access road up there on the Rose Creek branch and armored it well so it doesn't continue to erode away and have to rebuild it every year. So kudos to the Parks crew, Public Works, whoever did the work out there.
It's both. It's been a great shared partnership with the Public Works Department there, so we're very thankful and that they can bring in their trade skills and knowledge to be able to assist us in this way.
We'll have to ask our Fish and Game friends to maybe throw in a few lunkers in there just for...
You just never know.
You don't.
Brian, I have a question on that. What species of fish will they stock?
Typically, they've provided 2 different species of trout. They've also done some catfish, and every once in a while, they might provide some panfish species. So,
Great, thank you.
yes.
Okay, why don't we move on to Granville Unit 6?
Yes. As the commission knows, we received a conceptual plan from Mr. Contadino and his agents, and we've been very pleased in regards to the comment that has been given and received from the public, as well as then also the commentary from the commission in regards to design guidelines that they've adhered to and addressed, I think, very admirably in doing that. So what you have in front of you is that rendering. It is indicating I'm going to adjust my screen here a little bit, indicates the multi-use turf area. It also indicates the addition of pickleball courts, a basketball court, a ramada, restrooms. I believe, a 43-stall parking area. It does also indicate some pedestrian bridges to cross that drainage corridor that currently exists and will remain in that location. A nice sizable walking path, and then access coming off of the intersection of Spouse coming down the hill and creating a nice buffer with that parking lot from any of that indication in regards to safety and prevention. It kind of buffers then those activity areas and doing a great job. It also removes the athletic area, so those balls that are hit or bounced or kicked are in a very good way. And it also provides then the access for the well site. So we're excited about this. We provided some additional comments, not from staff as well as the commission, for consideration. So they have yet to respond to those comments that we've provided. But I would imagine that will come through their next tier of development here, and it will go through then the town's initial plan review. And at that stage, we'll have comments coming from Public Works, its streets, police, fire, all of those kinds of things for that review, and then they'll go through then the full plan set developments, and then we'll go out and develop bid estimates from that. So that is the next steps or the evolution of this particular concept. We have asked for addition of a couple of components. One of those would be a 5 to 12-year-old aged playground for consideration, and adopting that into this, as well as then also some consideration and review as it looks at drainage, and then also how it interacts with some of the underground utilities located in that area. So those are some kind of the big highlights, but it is working in regards to development guidelines, in regards to Ramada size, restroom size, those kinds of things. So very happy in regards to where Mr. Contadino and the Olson and Associates have taken this conceptual plan, and we look forward to their refinements and then going through the initial plan review with them. So
I think for our audience, they should understand this is a conceptual layout. This is really the starting point for dialogue in discussing what can go in there and what we would want in there. This drawing has been reviewed by all of the commission members, and I think it's been well received by everybody. And as you said, we've generated our comments, which have been included in your response back. So we'll wait and see. I think we're going to end up with a very nice park here, we hope, in the end.
I agree.
Okay. Let's move on then to Fane Park. And Commissioner Fryer is going to give us an update on the trails.
Okay.
Happy trails?
Happy trails. As we all know, a month ago, the IMBA Trail Care Crew, the International Mountain Biking Association, got us started, and we got about 1,500 feet of trail built in one day with about 40 volunteers. So fast forward to this month, we had 2 trail work days in the past month. One was solely the Over the Hill gang borrowed their knowledge and expertise on Friday the 26th of February, and they had 15 guys get about another 1,000 feet of trail done, I'd say, or 500 feet through some rocky areas. And then last Saturday on the 5th of March, we had another 18 or 19 volunteers show up, and we were able to complete the reroute of the Canyon Trail to our designated landing spot. Now there is some additional work that we'd like to do out there as far as closing the existing trail and cleaning up a few little spots on from the work at Fane Lake, and seeing where it goes from there. But can't thank the time and effort from all the volunteers, especially the guys of the Over the Hill gang and the members of the Prescott Mountain Bike Alliance that showed up for both the work dates, and put in the sweat equity into making this quite a fun little route to walk on or bike on. I was fortunate enough to be able to take my bike on it after everybody had left the other day, and it is a good route and quite enjoyable. Thanks to Kevin, Commissioner Trevini, that showed up for both the work days too, and put the effort in and helped out with building this trail.
I brought my Motrin this time, so
Yeah, that helps.
my recovery time was about short.
But yeah, just seeing how those guys work and putting the skills that we learned from the workshop a month before to work on in the field, building a trail that's going to be there from now on and going to be sustainable and not need a whole lot of maintenance. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm excited to see the public use it. So.
I think there's a lot of excitement in Prescott Valley about, improving and generating new trails and recreational facilities, and hopefully we'll be able to look at more of those in the future.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's move to new business, and that's you, Brian, with trail rules.
It is. And how ironic, we transitioned from one trail now to another. So what we have done is we have presented for you tonight our Glassford Hill Trail. This will be our signage that will be located at the trailhead for Glassford Hill at the new parking lot. And so this identifies, and we advanced our existing trail information a little bit, as there's some very unique features at Glassford Hill. So we want folks to really pay attention to the safety element of these kinds of things. And so we really address that. We encourage folks to not hike alone, and if they do, to make sure that they notify family members or friends. We want them to be very honest in regards to understanding their physical capabilities, as Glassford Hill gains a little bit of elevation as we go through that distance. And then we also want to encourage them to wear the proper protective equipment while they're out there on their hike. Of course, closed-toed shoes, hiking boots are very preferable. Also understanding there's very little shade there, so dressing appropriately, wearing the sunscreen, all of those kinds of good things. If you bring your bike out, please understand, because of that elevation, we want you to make sure that you're not riding in a reckless manner, and understanding that there's no racing to be had out there, but enjoy that trail to the best of your abilities. And also encourage you to carry a cell phone, as we use the little acronym of STOP, which stands for Stop, Think, Observe, and Plan. Your brain is your number one survival tool, so be smart out there. But use that cell phone, dial 911 if you do have an emergency while you're out there. And the reason for that is, with this being a trail, it is in the midst of a very vast natural area. This is state lands. It is also has grazing rights on there, so there are livestock. The antelope are out there, mule deer are out there, big kitties, little fang-toothy critters that slither around on the ground that have little fancy musical instruments on their tails. Be aware of those kinds of things so that you're adhering to some of our regulations in regards to stay on the trail. We do not want to see the social trails. We want to keep you safe. We also, if you bring your pets out, understanding you need to clean up after them and dispose of the deposits that they may provide while you're out there enjoying nature. Also, keeping them on a short leash. Again, natural critters are out there, as well as the livestock. The worst thing you can do is have your dog spook livestock, and we do not want to have that type of interaction while we're out there. We also encourage you to leave no trace of your visit while you're there. Pack out what you pack in. Don't leave food out there. Don't leave trash. Don't leave anything of that nature. No motorized vehicles are permitted out there other than for emergency or maintenance purposes. And of course, as we all know, avoid the trail when it's wet. Therefore, we can have and sustain that particular environment. Our goal is to leave nothing but footprints, take nothing but pictures, kill nothing but time, and preserve the outdoor experience for all future generations. And so that's what we're looking at there. And again, understanding the limitations of your body. If you need to turn around, that's probably the best choice to make while you're out there. But enjoy. This is a beautiful environment out there. We're hoping and anticipating by the first part of May, or the middle part, and well before that, announcing a ribbon cutting ceremony. But at that point in time, middle early to middle of May, being able to have that ribbon cutting, opening up, have a number of different events, perhaps even some interpretive hikes made available during that period of time. Schedule for all those different activities, but making this available for the public for their enjoyment. Our town manager's been working hard in regards to his work out there, blazing the trail, if you will, and of course a lot of follow-up work from Eagle Scouts, more of our trail crew volunteers that we have out there doing some of the refinements, and those refinements will take many months going into the future to be able to do. So working to procure some picnic benches, additional informational signage, giving data in regards to the flora, the fauna, the history, the culture, all of those fun things as it relates to Glassford Hill, as well as the simple fact that it is an extinct volcano, and we'll have some data coming in regards to that too. So therefore, when you bring your friends and family and everyone else enjoying that trail, you'll be able to have that information to draw from and share. So that is our update in regards to our trail information. We'll be having that information developed in regards to brochures as well as also on our website, but these will be our posted signs at our trailheads.
And these trail rules will be applying to all of our trails, correct?
Correct.
So these will be just a general rule. You'll notice on this, up in the upper right-hand corner, it says, and this is for Glassford Hill Trail, the length is 9.68 miles and the gain in elevation is 20,000 feet. That's just what it seemed like to the commissioners. That's not what it actually is. So, okay, let's move on. And
Real quick, is that a round trip length, or is...
We'll have a point-to-point destination, but as Chairperson Brinkman indicated, that was definitely a reflection that I drew upon in regards to some of the visits that we've been out there as well as some of the work. So it's elevation and gain. We're actually having a work program tomorrow afternoon, so I'll be up there with a couple of our Eagle Scouts and other staff members. So we'll be actually wheeling the distance because we want to get the actual points from trailhead location all the way up to then the landing destination atop of Glassford Hill, and getting those measurements. And then once we have those established, also gathering the information as it relates to the altitude and the climb. So you will literally have all of those points and information and the accompanying signage that will go along with it on the trail. So if you are looking for a distance of 1.5 miles, you'll know where that's at in the trail as you leave the trailhead. You'll know what the elevation is at that point. If you're looking for then the 2-mile point, we'll have that and its distance or elevation as well. So gathering all of that data well in preparation for opening.
And I believe the grade was at 10% the last time.
It undulates between 5 and 10 because, again, of those switchback points and doing that. So we'll be gaining each time we go through.
Exciting.
I have a quick question. So, Brian, those of us that are pet owners, if we want to take our dogs along,
Yes.
We're expected to bring in our own cleanup bags, or do you have posts with bags?
We will have a few of those as you go along the site, but again, because of the remoteness that we have there, packing in and packing it back out.
Yeah.
We'll, of course, have receptacles at the trailhead and some other destinations, but it is our intention to minimize the mechanical driving with equipment and vehicles up there, again, trying to maintain the integrity of the trail tread.
any other questions or comments? Okay, let's move on to Bob Edwards Park, and we have an initial plan that Brian's going to run us through.
Yes, we have before you this evening, this illustration is a preliminary site plan. If the commission, for some of the commission members, you may recall that back in 2007, this preliminary site plan was developed. It was placed on the shelf, of course, as we all know and recognize, with the economic downturn, as well as then also the collection of development impact fees that will be utilized for the development of this park. So with that, we've dusted it off and have it back out on the table. Staff is going through some refinement in regards to investigating current technologies that can be utilized, but there will be minimal modifications to this site plan or refinements. We're looking at being able to incorporate all of the sidewalk into the plan, looking at the incorporation of some solar lighting, some of our current standard as we have in regards to our parking lot lights, as well as then also the possibility of being able to expand our turf area within the site so that it's a much more hospitable and enjoyable atmosphere out there. Also looking at the incorporation and movement of a playground unit and its incorporation, actually looking at the possibilities of a full ADA accessible playground. So we'll be investigating those costs and those processes. The largest element that I would really like to receive feedback from the Commission about the continuance, because again, this was designed with this amenity, and that is it being a lit field. In doing so, the one process that we did not go through, because literally it was a design process that we did not fully incorporate, and that is I would like to do a work study with the Commission, inviting the public in that area to come and participate with us in review of the plan as it is established, and reviewing and having the vendor, one of the possible vendors, come in and reviewing the sport athletic lighting. If you recall back in 2009, yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, Mountain Valley Park, and we went through the design and build of the synthetic soccer and football combination field out there. We incorporated sport athletic lighting, and that was part of that design, and we were very sensitive to the neighbors that were directly adjacent to that particular sports field. We were very diligent in our review in regards to, again, that athletic lighting team, and what we found was a product that, quite apropos, was named the Flagstaff model. Flagstaff has very stringent dark sky compliant regulations, and this product was designed strictly for Flagstaff because of their athletic field complex that they had being directly adjacent to the Lowell Observatory. Okay, the folks there found it working wonderfully well for their needs. The Lowell Observatory was so excited about it, they actually made a contribution to the project and helped relight some of the soccer or tennis courts, because they were able to utilize the same fixtures doing there, even more dramatically reducing the glare at an adjacent facility, not related directly to the sports complex. So it was very exciting times. We literally jumped right on the bandwagon with that. I think you find that our sports lighting works very, very well. And to give you a little sample of that, I have a couple of pictures to show in regards to how beneficial this is. What I'm also showing you is the new technology. What we have currently is a bulb, if you will, that's up in the current 70-foot tall pole structures that are in Mountain Valley Park. The new technology is LED. It gives you a true color representation. You can actually bring down the foot candles and wattage. It is a 75% reduction over our current technology, which was a 50% reduction of our old equipment that is at the fourplex and the amphitheater. So it really drops the consumption. Its product installation costs are less because of the less amperage that's required for LED purposes. And the beauty of it is we also do not have to rent the big lift equipment because all the drivers are down lower on the pole because of being LED. So here's a pictorial representation of the benefits and value of this particular product. That is the direct real light that's out there on the field in regards to using the LED fixtures.
Wow, very bright, and you go into shadow very quickly.
Exactly. You can barely see the school that is back behind and off the field, as well as you're actually starting to lose some of the bleachers, even right directly next to the athletic field.
Wow.
That is off-site. That's literally standing next to the school almost. Okay? Now, you're seeing a total of 8 light poles. We would actually be cutting that in half. So we would only be looking at a total of 4 poles in regards to utilizing those fixtures.
Now, is the vision for this park to use it for night soccer games, practices, whatever needs?
Exactly.
Okay.
As well as then also, as well as tournaments. And it would be a multi-use field for soccer and football purposes, and doing that. So it would be of tremendous value to be able to add that to our portfolio, not only just the field itself, but it also being a lit field. The additional benefit to the surrounding neighborhood, of course, we all know it's down in the detention basin. So literally from a street profile, instead of having 70-foot poles as what's currently existing in Mountain Valley, actually drops by 20 feet. So even though there's still 70-foot poles, they're literally as far as 50 from a street view as well.
And I think when we looked at this, didn't we figure it was about 300 feet to the closest house? And with this type of lighting, they're actually a lot farther away than
Right.
our map indicates. And there should be no effect. But I think it's important we get the community input.
Very much so.
So if everybody's in agreement, could we schedule a March 29th work study? Would we have it here inviting the public?
Yes, sir.
And what time would we do that?
I would encourage us to go ahead and continue with our 6 o'clock time frame, if that's
Okay.
acceptable. And then we would continue with our invitation, much like what we've done with our playground and other construction projects, and inviting that 1,000-foot radius, as well as then also making the public announcements in regards to this project and that opportunity. If that is found favorable, then we would go and pull those plans directly, go through some refinement of those plans, go through the initial plan review, again incorporating all the different departments, fire, police, all of those types of things, and then begin the advertising for bids and begin the process so that when next budget cycle year comes about, we would have that well underway and in construction with the hopeful anticipation that it could be put into operation next summer.
Brian, I have a quick question about the time frame.
Yes.
So does soccer play all year round, or are we talking about seasons here for evening play?
No, we would be talking for the most part year round if we're able to go through and do it from a light standpoint. We would utilize the site as long as we had dawn to dusk lighting. But by doing this, it would increase our portfolio in regards to attracting tournaments, those kinds of things. It would help tremendously in regards to providing that. And this would be of a high school regulation size field for both football and soccer purposes.
And what was the I know it's conceptual, but what was the parking lot capacity?
The parking lot capacity, I believe, is at 65. So it allows for that current activity and then the inflow of upcoming scheduled games and then the in and out process. And that's pretty much in line with when we did the expansion with Antelope Park, providing those additional stalls so that we could migrate folks back and forth and not have them out in the streets or anything. And there is no design capacity for any on-street parking whatsoever.
Okay. And then another question real quick. Is there a spectator area? Is that a sloped hill?
That
behind it
sloped
that's
hill,
gonna be
and that's exactly the intent that staff has gone through in its current review, is looking at if, I don't think, unfortunately, I'm not having a cursor jump up. Let me punch out of here. So if you're following my cursor, we would look at trying to integrate this entirety of this section into turf. So literally it becomes more or less like a seating amphitheater. So we can help enhance that spectator's experience in doing that. So that's what we're investigating right now, as well as we'd also be looking at expanding some of this riprap Continuing then the concrete sidewalks through, looking again at solar lighting along the pathway, looking at making sure that our current specifications for the parking lot lighting, again being LED, making that work. This site incorporates a Ramada. It incorporates then the playground as well as the restroom facility and some really nice landscaping. And it'd be a very functional site, whether it's for athletic purposes or neighborhood enjoyment.
Brian, in that time, did we not contact the people that live directly across from this property?
Yes. And again, there was that initial discussion, and we invited those folks because that's how we devised this plan,
Yes.
So that we were incorporating those elements. But as we know, that's been 9 years ago. Things change in 9 years. The commission's changed in 9 years. And being a respectful neighbor, I know a number of the neighbors, when we've been out walking the site and everything, they've come out to their home and have talked to us. And so we've invested that time in saying this is coming. And we're looking at its incorporation in addition to our portfolio. And they're very excited about that. We've had some fun commentary and hoping that it would also have a pond to go fishing, but as we all know, Fain Park really helps doing that. But this is a storm detention basin, and I think it's a great utilization of that. That's its original design, and there's some things we just can't modify in that design. And it serves that neighborhood well because it really lessens that storm water management. And so that's exactly what we want to do.
Since all this time, the roads have been improved greatly.
Yes.
That when we had at the time in 2007. So.
Very much so. So that accessibility to the site, everything will be greatly enhanced, and we're looking forward to it coming online. Instead of just being a detention basin, it's going to be a park detention basin. So.
Are there any more questions or comments? I just want to add that Brian and his staff have been working on this plan, looking at the drainage, the utilities, the locations, and have come up with really, I think, an excellent plan. This is going to be a really enjoyable park for people to go and use, and it provides us an additional field. There's always a huge demand for soccer or multi-use fields. So I think there's there's going to be a lot of excellent reception to this, but we do need to include the public. So if the commission agrees that we can schedule a work study for March 29th at 6 p.m. here in the auditorium, and the town will send out notices to the affected area, and we will get their input. So if everybody can agree to that, can we have a motion to approve that?
I'll make a
motion to set up a work study for March 29th at 6 p.m., I believe was the time frame, to review this preliminary site plan with the neighborhood affected.
And a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so we will schedule the work study for March 29th at 6 p.m. right here in the auditorium, and invite the folks in the area to come and give us some comments. I think a lot of people would be interested in seeing this plan. I think the distance for the lighting is far enough that it's really not going to affect the homes. When I drive through there at night, as I tend to do once in a while, it is really dark there. So
Yes.
Very
It is.
So we'll see.
Definitely, and I will do my darndest to make sure that our vendor that we're looking at can be in attendance that evening and provide demonstration and illustration to what that spill area is. I think you'll be satisfied in finding that it'll really be contained within the park itself and adjacent right next to the athletic fields, as what I was demonstrating in this photograph. And having that contained directly to that particular site. It's amazing what this new technology can do, and now the fact that we have it even more enhanced with LED and assisting with energy consumption and even greatly reducing the spill area and enhancing the visibility. I think it'll be a fabulous product out there.
Sounds good. Okay, there are no unscheduled public appearances. So our next regular meeting is Tuesday, April 12th, 2016 at 6:30 right here in the auditorium. And we now have a work study scheduled March 29th at 6 p.m. right here in the auditorium. And we hope the public will come out and join us and give us some comments. And that's the last item. With that, there's no other comments. We will adjourn. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And we're adjourned.